Tonight, more voices unified against the SpeedNet acquisition as the Communication Workers Union, which once supported the merger, now says it's opposed. You'll hear why. And the social partners and the independent media join common cause in opposing the acquisition. You'll see that interview from Mose, Louis Wade, and Jules. Plus, we'll take you to Curacao for all the hype and hostility of the massive PUP Municipal Convention. A battle to see who will control the future of Curacao Bay. Mayor Rigo Vales cried at the end. You'll see why. Also, a massive motorcycle collision in the city leaves 3 men dead. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Monday, August 10th, 2026. Good evening with your news. I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Her phone, her laptop, her whole life in this apartment. If anything happens, it's more than just a loss. It's everything. RF&G Renters Insurance helps protect what matters most, even when you don't own the place.
Belize is growing, and as our nation grows, so does the demand for electricity and new energy solutions. More homes, more businesses, more opportunities. BEL continues to strengthen the system that supports this growth, reinforcing infrastructure and solidifying capacity, preparing for what's ahead, ensuring reliable service for homes, for businesses, and for communities across Belize. Keeping the lights on every single day. Belize Electricity Limited, prepared for growth, prepared for Belize.
The world is watching. The stakes are high. And with an Atlantic Bank credit card, your moments start online.
Bro, the tickets just dropped.
I have my credit card ready. So how many tickets, guys?
I'll take 2.
1, 2.
I want 3.
Go further, experience more. Make your online purchases seamless, secure, and in real time.
All right, let's buy the tickets now. What did you do, bro? I need to enter a password.
Oh, Atlantic Bank's credit card has a 3D secure feature to protect your online shopping.
Check your email.
Some transactions require an additional layer of security. 3D Secure adds an extra verification step. An OTP is sent to ensure it is you authorizing payment.
Guys, we got the ticket!
Yes! Your online transactions made with Atlantic Bank credit cards are fast, safe, and verified.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The UDP claim they care about Belizean workers, but they have consistently failed to practice what they preach. From 2011, the concept of an occupational safety and health bill was presented to UDP cabinet by professionals at the Ministry of Labour. But when the UDP left office an entire decade later, they still had not brought the issue to Parliament for debate or passage. It was under this PUP government that a modern OSH bill has been introduced, debated and passed.
This is a historic day for
workers and employers in Belize.
When it was debated in the House, the UDP did not even turn up for the sitting. And when it was debated in the Senate, they walked out and tried to prevent it from being voted on or passed.
Had Senator Lewis Wade walked out with the rest of us, the meeting itself would not have been able to continue because they would not have had a quorum and the meeting would have had to close down at least for the time.
The UDP preaches concern for Belizean workers, but have failed and betrayed those workers at every opportunity. Tracy, Faber, and their UDP cabal do not care about people, only about power.
Every payday, your money goes to Social Security. They're supposed to guard it and make sure you have benefits when you retire, but they're not guarding your money. A third of BTL is yours, bought with your money, your contributions.
BTL Board of Directors has agreed to acquire its competitor SpeedNet.
$80 million. Nobody asked you, even though your contributions paid for a third of the company.
Expect to get consultation from the public for something like that?
No, I don't think why. It is a private company. It is a private company.
It's a private company when you ask. But who gets the 80 million? From your national telecom?
62 million to the Ashcroft Alliance and 18 million to the Busenia family. Michael Ashcroft met with this board in April and he made it clear, don't look at the assets.
Your pensions, your future, and they told you not to look.
I don't want to continue with the discussion with you. I've given my position.
They are gambling with your pensions.
Belize, get ready for the ultimate showcase of culture, creativity, and carnival excitement. The Belize Carnival Association presents the annual King and Queen Competition 2026. On Saturday, August 15th, the Belize Civic Center comes alive as our magnificent Carnival Kings and Queens, juniors and seniors take the stage. Witness gigantic costumes, breathtaking designs, and spectacular performances as these incredible creations come to life right before your eyes. Who will capture the crown? Who will be named the next Carnival King and Queen? And that's not all. Enjoy a live performance by Kenny G and the New Creation Band. Prejudging begins at 5 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. Admission is only $10 for adults and $5 for children 13 and under. Bring your family, bring your friends, and experience the magic, the energy, and the splendor of Belize Carnival.
Gear up!
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Halsell, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, there is news that the leadership of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize has been invited to Cabinet on Thursday for a meeting with the Prime Minister. We did reach out to President Ella Wade for confirmation, but up to news time, she had not answered. However, other NTUCB sources do confirm the invitation. But there is some suspense over whether executive members will attend. No decision has yet been taken on that, according to our reports. The meeting, we are told, will be about BTL's proposed acquisition of SpeedNet, so that the Prime Minister can hear firsthand why they oppose it. The social partners have expressed their position to the merger in a release last week. Tomorrow, Cabinet proper meets on that same subject. And while there won't be any protest, as was rumored, all eyes are still on the big room in Belmopan, because reliable reports say that as many as 5 ministers may be squarely opposed to the acquisition. Tonight, there are more voices opposing BTL's SpeedNet acquisition, and an important one emerged this morning. That's the Belize Communication Workers Union, which initially supported the acquisition in January, has now withdrawn that support for the deal as currently proposed. A release says the union met with BTL's executive management in January, asking for clarity and assurances on many key matters. They left with the expectation that those matters would be addressed. But they next learned that the board would take a decision on the acquisition in last week, and after that, the union convened an emergency meeting. Following that meeting, quote, the BCWU can confirm that 84% of its members are no longer in support of the acquisition as currently proposed. The position reflects the concerns of the BCWU membership and the BCWU's request for continued consultation, communication, and assurances on matters affecting workers and the wider Belizean society. The BCWU will now align itself with the NTUCB to determine the way forward on this matter. End quote. A union executive member declined an interview today but said, quote, however, since this morning, communication and coordination between the BCWU, our umbrella union, and the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, NTUCB, and our social partners have intensified. And today, the social partners, namely the independent senators and the Belize Chamber of Commerce, met with independent media owners from XTV, Love Radio and TV, and Channel 7 to find common cause in opposing the SpeedNet acquisition. As they say, you don't have to knock too hard on an open door, and XTV's Mose Hyde stressed that the independent media has been sounding the alarm since June of 2025.
Well, the independent senators they invite we you could call this meeting the avoidance of doubt. They may need to know whether the independent media still have their position and then change their mind. I know I'm really certain why that come up, but I think after the meeting it's clear that our position remains as it has been for a time. In fact, a lot of the dissent on this acquisition started mid last year, and so it's kind of just setting out together this coalition dissent and opposition to the acquisition in light of what has taken place. And so we had a conversation around that.
And for the avoidance of doubt, what is that position?
Well, I have to answer 2 times the same afternoon. The avoidance of doubt is that nothing no change. Still the same. We oppose, oppose, oppose. I think we have the lived experience of seeing where absolute power and control of a monopoly. Because if we say monopoly, they're not the complete facts, you know. That one monopoly in the hands of absolute power. The government have the control. And we experience certain punitive measures because of positions we have taken. You're vulnerable, especially now, more so than ever. The importance of the technology to the kind of work what we do and how we reach our audiences and how content is distributed. We just really, and it's not just the only aspect of it, it's the leading aspect of it. It is unacceptable.
The open marketplace of ideas must continue in Belize if we are to have a democracy that works and if we are to have an open free market economy that can bring about prosperity to every Belizean. And so I think the meeting today was very successful, as meetings we've had since late last week, to bring everybody together to say no to BTL and smart acquisition.
DNA for our organizations is grounded, is rooted in a resistance to oppressive situations where there is not a plurality of opinion being shared. And I think that any state-controlled monopoly poses a danger to free media. Any fettering of the free media poses a danger to a democracy's functioning. And once that happens, all hell can break loose.
The meeting was held at the Scouts Association conference room in Belize City. Joining the chorus of opposition tonight is a former PUP candidate in the 2015 general elections, Major Lloyd Jones. Jones has written a letter to his area rep, Kevin Bernard, in Orange Walk East, urging him to vote, quote, on my behalf against the matter tabled at Cabinet regarding the patiently reckless decision of BTL's board to buy SpeedNet, including any share purchase agreement. Jones adds, quote, it escapes me why BTL has embarked up what, in my respectful opinion, is a crook's errand, despite the clear objections of the Belizean people and the NTUCB, the independent senators, and the social partners. I therefore urge you to reject this decision by the board of BTL at Cabinet, in the House, and anywhere else the matter is raised. We'll take a break now. When we come back, a triple fatal traffic accident in the city. We'll show you how 3 men died in a motorcycle collision, and we'll have all the hype and hoopla of the Curzon Municipal Convention. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm a civil engineer here at M&M Engineering. Behind every successful production process in our factory come quality materials, skilled employees, and reliable equipment. Specifically, rebar and pre-stressing cable from Benny's, which are the building blocks of our products.
Not all rebar and steel are created equal. At Benny's, quality is savings, because building with trusted materials means building stronger, safer, and longer.
Through Benny's Enterprises and Banquet, M&M Engineering has access to the highest quality products and heavy-duty machinery that help us improve efficiency, maintain productivity, and provide the most reliable solutions to our clients.
Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Write your story with an education loan from Atlantic Bank. Enjoy competitive interest rates, attractive repayment terms, and 2 deferred monthly principal payments, offering you added flexibility as you get started. Also, with every approved loan, you are eligible for a MasterCard credit card. To learn more, visit your nearest Atlantic Bank branch or scan the QR code to apply today. Your journey, our commitment.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
It's not Keycocker or Placencia. It's right here in the city. The 3rd annual Birds Isle Lobster Fest. What? Yes, the Big Bad Birds Isle, alongside the Belize City Council and the Belize Tourism Board, is having a 3rd of its kind on Sunday, August 16th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's Birds Isle Lobster Fest. Come satisfy your lobster taste buds with luscious lobsters that will have you coming for more. There will be additional entertainment such as a kids' creative corner, trampolines, bouncy house, face painting, and many more games and prizes. Ice-cold drinks, music by top DJs, and other entertainers. So mark the date for the Birds Isle Lobster Fest in the city on Sunday, August 16th. Sponsored by Travelers Liquors Limited, the Belize Tourism Board, the Belize City Council, Birds Isle Restaurant, Kix Originals, Maddie-Sco, Birds Isle Cabanas, 4-Way Stationery and Internet Cafe, and Philip Meal Gas Depot.
If so,
The PUP is getting ready to use $30 million of your Social Security pension funds for BTL to buy Smart. Smart is owned by Lord Ashcroft and the Briseños. If the sale goes through, the Briseños will get $18 million. The PUP is always gambling with your Social Security money. Remember when Harry Courtney was charged in 1997 for theft of $3.34 million of Social Security funds on a questionable investment? Remember when Narda Garcia was fired as CEO of the Social Security Board in 2006 after a Senate Special Committee found she and the board had recklessly lent tens of millions of your pension funds to Glenn Godfrey-related companies? Remember when Belizeans rioted in the streets because the PUP forced the Social Security to lend $10 million of your pension money to the Ashcroft Alliance's Sunshine Holdings to purchase BTL shares? PUP, always gambling with Social Security pension funds for dirty deals.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The Mahogany Street community is forever marked by Sunday morning's devastating events, a motorcycle accident that resulted in a triple fatality, which is rare in Belize City. Jo Marie Lanza visited the area this morning to find out more. Here's that story.
It was a gruesome scene, full of screams and the desperate cries of family members attempting to render aid to not one, but 3 accident victims, sprawled out onto Mahogany Street, in between the scattered remnants of motorcycle parts and pieces. The collision claimed the lives of 2 of the victims on Sunday morning, and the third passed away 24 hours later. ASP Stacy Smith gave us more details on what her officers observed on scene.
On Sunday, 9 August 2026, at approximately 12:26 a.m., police responded to reports of a traffic accident on Mahogany Street, Belize City, involving 2 motorcycles. The investigating officers reported that upon their arrival, they observed 2 extensively damaged motorcycles, and they were advised that 3 gravely injured persons were rushed to the hospital for medical attention. The identities of those individuals were learned to be Darwin Monroy, Alan Arnold, and Theodore Suazo, all of Belize City. What has been established is that Arnold was proceeding on a motorcycle from an east to west direction and also traveling on a motorcycle in the opposite direction, where Darwin Monroy along with Suazo as his pillion rider. Upon reaching near the intersection of Mahogany Street and Tibu Street, a collision occurred with both motorcycles, resulting in the grave injury and the subsequent death of the 3 individuals.
Do you know if there were any other more helmets?
1 motorcycle helmet was recovered from the scene.
And now a black bow hangs at the front of Darwin Monroe's home, just a few blocks away from where Alan Arnold's bike jacket is also displayed. He was the member of a motorcycle club called Hellboy Motors, which is not too far away from where the collision occurred on Mahogany Street. When we spoke to Arnold's older brother this morning, he told us his sibling fell in love with motorcycles at a young age. He explained that he had spent Sunday with his brother and only learned of his passing when a relative called.
From my understanding, my news that I got that, these 2 guys, they were, flying. My brother was coming home from a party with one of his friends, with his friends, with the club, the biking club. They were coming home. My brother was he was the last one in the back because he don't speed. I'm saying he rides bike, but he don't speed. He takes his time, and he was coming, and these guys, they flew out. And I heard it was some pothole up that way they was trying to dodge, and that's when they ran into my brother, burst his bike in half, and that's how they took my brother away from me.
Arnold says that both the family and their neighborhood are equally devastated by his brother's loss.
Everybody that knows my brother in this neighborhood knows that my brother is a loving, caring person. Everybody, kids, you have kids that goes by here, that goes to school. My brother would just stop and give them a little change to get something to eat because they don't have nothing good. Then you just, get him. And sometimes I kick back and I watch him and I be like, hey, you well knowing, man. But I just want everybody to remember my brother as that kind and loving person that he is.
Jo Mari Lanza, 7 News.
Alan Arnold was 37, Darwin Monroy was 29, and Theodore Suazo was 22, making him the youngest victim from the accident. Last week, we told you that Samuel Chi's family believes foul play was involved in his death, and while police are still investigating what exactly happened to him and Albert Vacario, the postmortem report ruled that he drowned. ASP Stacy Smith gave us a brief update on the case.
I know initially what we heard from him is that he was pretty much disoriented and was not able to provide information at that time. I cannot say I have not had the opportunity to confirm with the investigators to see if they've been able to speak with him since and record a more comprehensive statement. I can undertake to do that.
Any sign of violence, any sign of trauma on his body?
I don't believe the report indicated that. We are guided by the report of the forensic pathologist, which gave the conclusion that it was asphyxia due to drowning.
The neighbor store in Kaya Street in Punta Gorda town was robbed around 10:30 on Sunday night. The 26-year-old store attendant told police that while she was working, two men entered the store. One stood near the entrance and pointed a firearm at her, while the other took $6,000 from the cash register. Police are currently investigating. And while police are looking for those men, 7 News has learned that a group of potential robbers was busted before they could carry out their plans. According to a leaked report, Belmopan police intercepted them as they were heading south to commit burglaries. They reportedly had photos and plans of routes as well as weapons. The police believe they work in groups and that 2 of the areas have been targeted, including Western Union in Santa Cruz and Publix in St. Vite. The arrest raises many questions and concerns since organized criminals have been executing aggravated burglaries across the country. We asked police to comment on this today, but they refuse to provide information. In Belize City, crime news, a man was shot on Fabas Road on Saturday night by 2 assailants on a motorcycle. After he made a report, police were able to make an arrest. ASP Smith told us more.
Police have formally arrested and charged 26-year-old Elvis Williams of Belize City for the crime of abetment to commit aggravated assault. The arrest follows police investigation into a shooting incident that occurred on Saturday, 8 August 2026 at approximately 7 o'clock p.m. in the Fabas Road area. The investigating officer reported that a male person visited the police station and reported that whilst he was at his residence, a motorcycle approached him and one of the male persons who were on board the motorcycle fired a single shot. Police are seeking another individual as a part of this ongoing investigation.
A video of a fight in Silkgrass Village showing several men attacking a woman made its way to social media, leading the community to request additional police in the area. ASP Smith explained that while the department is addressing the issue, they're also asking for the community's support, preferably in the form of a neighborhood watch. Here's what she told us.
As it relates to the incidents that occurred in Silkgrass that has, made their way on social media, I can advise that arrests have been made for both disorderly conduct and assaulting a police officer in relation to those 2 incidents. I know there has been calls from members of that village for increased police presence, and certainly that concern is acknowledged by the department, and we continue to assess our deployments to see how best we can address that. However, I would similarly like to take this opportunity to invite the residents of Silkgrass to see how better they can assist police in our policing efforts. Efficient policing is better strengthened when we have a community that looks after itself as well and plays a role. I've also been advised that the community policing unit has been tasked to make visits in that area to see how best we can mobilize a community group, in neighborhood watch group in that area.
Do you know the purpose or the motive behind the fight?
It would want to appear that it is an increase in intoxication or something to that effect, because we have not been able to establish any clear motive, or at least I haven't been advised of it. So as it stands right now, it is disorderly conduct. I do know the female in particular had made a report. We are awaiting the medical form for the certification of injuries so that that can be that avenue can be pursued.
Tonight, the three-time mayor Rigo Veas is getting ready to launch his campaign for a 4th term, and that's after he was elected as the mayoral candidate for the PUP in Corozal for the 2027 March municipal elections in a tightly contested convention yesterday. While money was flowing and the town was percolating on political capital, In the end, the challenge to the incumbent that had been building up for months wasn't even close. Our team was out on the ground doing 13 hours of extensive coverage, and Jaleesa Roberts files this report.
Those were some of the sounds on the ground at the Curzal PUP Municipal Convention yesterday at St. Francis Xavier School in Curzal Town. The 93-degree weather did not stop over 3,000 supporters from coming out in their political colors to represent for the candidate they thought would be the better mayoral candidate, newcomer Shahari Rogers or three-time mayor Rigo Veos. Both sides displayed well-oiled machines, and the signage and t-shirts suggested well-funded campaigns in this bordered town. Polls opened 8 a.m. and closed at 4 p.m. And the intervening hours, it was like a political bazaar, abuzz with wild noises, cash, and combustion of a real election day. Exception, this was only a convention, but there was a lot at stake. Area Rep Teo Garcia wanted to unseat the mayor, and he wanted to prove that he could outmatch a big money, big power opponent. While we saw skirmishes throughout the day, the real showdown started when the polls closed and it was time for counting. An impressive 3,425 registered voters participated. And while a convention, especially one of this scale, can be divisive, chairman of the party, Henry Charles Usher, says the voters' engagement is a good sign.
Well, after every passionate convention like this, we have to make sure that both sides come together, that we rally around the team that is the PUP team going into the municipal election, and I'm sure we will get that done. And I'm sure we'll deliver here in Curzal Town. So, you know, it is going to be a winning team no matter what the team is, but I'm confident that we'll be able to come together after this and deliver a massive victory here in Curzal Town.
But it will take time for these wounds to heal. On one side, an area rep slate rejected by her voters. On the other, a three-term mayor who felt the party executive should never have allowed a challenge.
Well, I think that it's always good for the people to decide on who they want to represent them. So, you know, conventions are good, it's healthy.
But in this case, it created a level of division for the party. One would say it doesn't bode well for the party going into the municipal.
I think, as I said, whenever passions are very high, whenever there's this type of excitement, energy, whenever you have sides that are very excellent, both sides had very excellent players, very excellent persons coming to offer themselves to run. You know, you will have this, what you would call, have to come together after the convention. We have to be able to come together, and that's what we're going to do.
And when the news from inside started coming out that Mayor Veos had taken a commanding lead, his supporters started their chants and shared their feelings with us.
Rigo, Veos, and its slate will do a great job once again. Believe you me, they will continue doing a great job. Finally, we have concluded this campaign and we will focus into the municipal elections again and into the general elections in 2020.
After this, Rigo will no longer be a mayor. We people of Curzal want him to run for our minister.
Rigo is working for the people, and Rigo is not part of that family that wants to control and amass power. Rigo is humble. Rigo is trying to be good for the people of Curzal, and that's what we want, someone who we can relate to.
This is the demand. This is the demand that will make Curzal proud. Get the news today. This is the demand. Four time. You can't defeat this.
And when the results officially came out, Veos won easily over newcomer Shahari Rogers, with 1,799 votes to her 1,175. Veos and members of his slate were elected, leaving the councillors as Hugo Gonzalez, Miguel Montalvo, Rodolfo Narvaez, Valdemar Pech, Otoniel Riverol, and Marlene Tapia. But Rogers did not go down in defeat. Instead, she said that this is not the last from her team.
I'd like to thank all my supporters, including my
campaigners, my machinery, my councillor candidates. We all put up a good fight. It's not over for the Team Rogers team. We will be coming back. And of course, you'll hear us more. We're going to be supporting Team Riga because we are one PUP family.
All right.
Okay? So we will be supporting Team Riga.
While the area rep, Thea Garcia, was nowhere to be seen and didn't give us an interview during the polling, the three-time mayor who faced his party convention cried, sighed in relief, and said that this time around, he was deeply tested.
And this was one time we were taken to the extreme. You have to fix what I want to try my supporters. I can't help it. I want to big up Mr. Howard's team. We went into a convention that was not necessary. And I hope that after this you can join me and my team to work together. You know, it's time for us to rebuild our own party. And as young leaders, people expect that from us. I am happy, a bit emotional. It all comes with victory. So I am very comfortable.
What can we expect from your team going into the municipal elections in March?
Nothing else but hard work. Hard work and getting closer to what.
Ladies and gentlemen, our municipal team for 2027.
Delisa Roberts, 7 News.
In 2024, Vales was able to garner 2,791 votes in the municipal elections. The total amount of ballots cast being 3,425 would still be more than what he won by then. But even with this win, the question remains, will Vales and Erie Representative Thea Garcia be able to mend their relationship and move forward? Garcia, who backed Rogers, faced a humiliating defeat while Vales proved his mettle in a contest against the PUP power base. But when we spoke with party chairman Usher before he went into the counting room, he explained that both candidates will need to move forward together.
The people have, if they choose Mr. Vales, and it certainly seems that way, then he will have that support, he will have that mandate from the people going forward into March, and it will make him even stronger going into March of 2027.
And being that a newcomer, it was alleged that the area rep was supporting her, do you think that this undermines her in any way?
No, I don't believe so at all. And as a matter of fact, I think that the numbers are showing that Ms. Rogers also received a lot of support from the residents. So it just shows that there were two strong candidates contesting this election for mayor, for the convention for the PUP candidate for mayor. And you know, the people made their choice. That's why I said this is a victory for the people of Corozal.
In your view, is Ms. Thea's popularity in trouble here in this constituency, given reports that she supported Ms. Rogers?
No, I don't think so at all. This was a convention of two very strong teams, and I think that when it comes to being the area representative of Corozal Bay, the Honorable Thea Garcia has a lot of support from the people, from the residents, and she will continue to do well here in Corozal.
And behind every group hug of post-convention party unity is the hidden reality of every electoral contest in Belize. It's what we call the Bacon House, where voters go to collect so-called incentives after they vote. Well, yesterday's fiery convention in the north could not be complete without similar allegations. Who was cooking the bacon in the Bacon House, and was the 93-degree weather in Corozal making it sizzle? Well, we found out.
Our team went driving around town in search of a bacon house when voters pointed us to this alleged bacon house. where voters go to collect their money. When various members of the media asked them what they were doing, they said they went to collect. One voter, who asked to remain anonymous, told us that he did it for $50. We distorted his voice to conceal his identity.
How much you collect, sir?
50.
How will you collect? By where you want to go for collect?
Yeah, baka spinning downtown.
But there's a bucket you want to go, right?
Yeah, was spinning downtown.
Yeah, I know what's spinning downtown.
No, you don't know what's spinning downtown. You don't live there. Well, here was spinning downtown. Yeah, no.
So now what you want to do? Tell me the process.
No talk hard, no talk hard.
Tell me the process.
It is easy. You dip your finger.
Tell me. We know the catch your face, no remote thing.
No.
So you have to dip your finger. Tell me. Tell us what to do after dip your finger. They put on in a bus and they can run with you.
No, not me. I live here at home.
Okay, so you walk down. You walk down?
Yeah, because I live here at home, baby.
So you walk down?
I live here in town, so the village.
Okay. So what happened? They check your finger first. No, you talk to me. Tell me. So you they check your finger first, and then afterwards you get your finger.
No, dip your finger. 50.
But this is nothing new to political circles and conventions, as the money machine is always the oil that keeps conventions and elections moving. So it was in 2023 at the UDP Belmopan Convention, where the Bacon House was on St. John Street.
Afternoon, Channel 7. Wanted to talk to you guys. Sir, what is line for? No. You don't know what line for? Sir, what's this line for? Who tell if you stand up on this line, sir?
I'm not sure.
Hi, afternoon. Wanted to talk to you guys, Channel 7. What is stand up on this line? Food?
Yes.
So they're serving food at the end of this line?
Yes.
What kind of food?
What kind of food you eat?
Who advertised food? Mr. Lovell is handling it? Is it Mr. Emil Flores? Anybody else know what this line is for? Miss, who tell you about this line? Anybody else? Guys, good afternoon. We're hearing that this line is to collect some kind of incentive. Anybody know about that? Anybody know about that in this line? Afternoon. Anybody have any information about this line? Who told people to come stand up in this line? Okay. Thanks.
And while it's rare to ever get solid answers on these bacon houses, we know one thing's for sure. Something is always cooking. Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
According to the Representation of the Peoples Act, it is illegal to give, lend, or offer promises or money to induce voter to vote. We stress that does not apply in conventions which are managed by the political parties and not the Elections and Boundaries Office. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you about the crisis at the Caribbean Court of Justice after leaked emails surfaced, and the National Forensic Science Services is opening cold case files for DNA analysis. And if you lost a loved one, well, they may need your help. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Un momento, todo es perfecto. Pero la vida puede cambiar inesperadamente. Cuando ocurre lo inesperado, estar asegurado con ICB lo cambia todo. ICB está aquí para guiarte en cada paso del proceso. La vida pasa rápido. Protégete con la Insurance Corporation of Belize. Para más información, llama 224-5328 o 224-5329 o visita icbinsurance.com.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lose a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
If you're tired of the baking in your house with daily Cocoa Wawa fan and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Maya's panel website or social media. Maya's going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan where might could even change your life as they keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's website or on their social media, and Maya's going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit mayaselectronics.bz right now to order your fan today.
You're up.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Shireen Khalsil, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss. Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning. The perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
We tired of this claiming from Guatemala. We tired of this fighting with Guatemala. This is a serious problem with the we borderline from 1859. Belize we had a treaty signed. It has been disrespectful. They want to take over we water.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Un momento, todo es perfecto. pero la vida puede cambiar inesperadamente. Cuando ocurre lo inesperado, estar asegurado con ICB lo cambia todo. ICB está aquí para guiarte en cada paso del proceso. La vida pasa rápido. Protégete con la Insurance Corporation of Belize. Para más información, llama 224-5328 o 224-5329 o visita icbinsurance.com.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
If you're tired of baking your house with the only Kunko Wawa fan and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Maya's panel website or social media. Maya's going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan where might could even change your life as they keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's website or on their social media, and Maya's going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit mayaselectronics.bz right now to order your fan today.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
At the top of the news, we told you that the Prime Minister's office was inviting the National Trade Union Congress of Belize to discuss the SpeedNet acquisition at a meeting in the Cabinet Room on Thursday. Well, turns out he's also inviting the Chamber of Commerce. NTUCB President Ella Waite responded to our text inquiries a few minutes ago, saying, quote, yes, NTUCB has been invited to a meeting on Thursday, but we will only attend if BCCI attends, as they have been invited as well. We'll be following up tomorrow. What's causing the fish kill on the Belize River? 1 week later and still no one knows. A release issued on Saturday from the Department of the Environment says, quote, at this stage, the department has not determined the source or responsible party associated with the fish kill. It cautions residents. The public is therefore advised not to consume fish or other aquatic resources from the affected areas and not to use untreated river water for drinking, cooking, food preparation, livestock or pets until further notice. An aquatic ecologist working at the Savannah Field Station reported on Sunday that a trip between Flowers Bank and Isabella Bank found 2 dead Hickory turtles and a dead crocodile, in addition to large numbers of decomposing fish. Most appeared to be catfish, including blue catfish, Mayan catfish, and Ramdia species, along with large numbers of snook. The Department of Environment has collected water and fish samples with low dissolved oxygen identified in preliminary testing, although that has not established the cause of the deaths. Savannah Field Station says the presence of dead turtles and the crocodile raises further questions about whether low oxygen alone can explain the scale of the mortality. The group believes that incident has the signs of a possible toxic contaminant entering the river, but that has not been scientifically confirmed. The investigation remains ongoing and samples have been sent for testing. We hacked the company, who hacked the company's registry and why? The online business registry system is back online as of 8 this morning. This follows a cybersecurity incident on August 4th. BCCAR Bakar identified documents that were downloaded during the period of unauthorized access, and they have been marked with a warning icon in the OBRS so that relevant users can identify them. Bakar also emphasized that there is no evidence that any marked documents were amended or deleted, and the validity hasn't been affected. Additionally, security measures include a temporary limit of 100 downloads per user per hour, and the temporary disassembly accounts. BCCAR's investigation identified this registration method as a system vulnerability that was exploited to gain unauthorized access. It has not been revealed who did it. The National Forensic Science Services is embarking on a project to identify skeleton remains that are currently unidentified. These remains have been there for years, some for almost 3 decades. The NFSS is now asking the public who have missing loved ones to fill out a form which may provide closure for them. The executive director told us more today.
In 2014, there were about, roughly still a little bit less than 20 sets of unidentified skeletal remains that were there in storage, transitioning from the police department into the NFS. And then we added some more, we ended up receiving some more in 2014, 2015, 2017, up to about 2020, right? So it's a combination of what existed prior to 2014, where skeletal remains from as far back as 1998 were collected by police or by the authorities, and there was no presumed identity, or DNA testing did not occur to confirm the identity, and so those remain in storage. But we can't forget about the forgotten. Right? They've been there since 1998, and so I know there is some concern about reopening some of these wounds and the grieving families who may have already tried to move beyond, and I totally appreciate and understand that human side of it. We also need to understand that these are human beings as well that have a right to be identified. They have a right to not be forgotten. So we have tried something new. When you're dealing with more humanitarian forensic work, it's different than the traditional criminal investigative work. So we're trying a community engagement approach where we created an online form that members of the public can submit their information if they believe their relative or their friend or loved one are one of these sets of skeletal remains from 1998 to 2020.
How do you preserve these skeletal remains that have been there for decades to ensure that you can still extract DNA that's not contaminated or that's strong enough to be able to get enough markers?
All right, so that is a reality that we have to factor in, that there might have been just contamination from somebody that might have handled the remains, or degradation occurs, or some of the remains were recovered from coastal areas where bleaching, salt water, ultraviolet bacteria really reduces the amount of DNA that you can get, or it makes it harder to get usable DNA from those samples. So that's a reality that we are dealing with some of the that does what we call mitochondrial DNA analysis. So it uses maternal lineages to try to identify a maternal ancestor, and that's one way to identify scientifically. That's how older remains are identified by ancestors that we suspect it to be.
So far, they have been able to identify one missing person. Closure to that family. The form can be found on their social. And while that project is ongoing, the NFSS is also currently training senior police investigators on how to use the new DNA legislation. It states that police can get a court order to compel a suspect to give a DNA sample in the event that they refuse. The team will be traveling around the country to different regions, and today they started at the Eastern Division.
To plan out trainings with our police department colleague branch and the gender-based violence response unit, investigation and response unit. So those are the two police department units that we are focusing this, if you want to call it that, of the DNA legislation, and will impact the way investigations operate and progress. Now that you can compel a suspect to give a if they don't consent, and if certain criteria or requirements are satisfied from the Act, it specifies who an authorized person is, crime scene technicians or medical practitioners. And yes, the types of samples that we collect, the types of supplies that we use, the cotton swabs, or recently we have started to use some nylon swabs that are better at releasing DNA for analysis. Those continue, we have been using them for years, right? So continue to be the preferred methods to collect a suspect buccal swab. But now when you're dealing with
honest, it will help the officers very useful in the field. Myself, having used DNA in the past case without having the Act was a struggle, but this makes it very easy for the officers now, the investigators in the field, to use to get samples, and if the suspect refuses these samples, we can now use this legislation to go before consent order from the court. So it empowers us now, the officers now in the field.
Now, as you know, there are myriads of are treated in detention. How do you emphasize to these officers to A, not abuse the legislation, and B, not use too much excessive force when obtaining DNA from somebody who is not compliant?
Right, so a part of our who breaches these laws, that have in this law as well consequences for the officers to be charged under this act, use this law. So we are also sensitizing them about the entire legislation, how you go about taking these samples and not violating a person's rights.
The officers are also getting trained on rapid DNA, which has been available in country for some time. The acting supervisor of that section.
What rapid DNA does is that it provides a rapid DNA profile or genetic profile. We call it a forensic profile within minutes, right? Versus conventional DNA that is being outsourced currently to United States or some other accredited lab that we were using. Normally it takes roughly 3 to 6 months. Speed up those process in providing that DNA profile. So the collection methods that we were trying to utilize currently, as it differs from conventional, we have different methods for collection, one for rapid DNA and one for conventional DNA. In genetic profile, we do what is called STR testing. Basically, it stands for short tandem repeats. Those repeats are normally found on the different sections of our chromosome. So we have currently been testing 24 STRs that are normally, which doesn't give you any ancestry, hair color, skin color, etc. What it gives is just gender and some other sections of the STRs that provide have a DNA profile comparing it. Right now, we are currently using it for investigative leads for police officer to try and move their case forward. For example, if there is a suspect in custody, there is a blood found in a crime scene, and then we can compare the blood that was found in the crime scene and then compare it to the suspect.
Following their 14-day European tour, the Belize Garifuna Collective is back in Belize after performing at venues and festivals in the United Kingdom, Ireland and Germany. Their tour also marks the band's 20th anniversary celebration. Members of the group were on Sunup this morning and shared more details about their historic swing through Europe.
It was amazing. We started off in London at Das Cafe. And then we went to was it Falmouth?
No.
Falmouth?
Ireland.
And we also had WOMAD to deal with. And then we went over to Cork, Ireland, and ended off in Berlin, in Germany.
Were like any of the locations that you went on this tour like new or
Yes.
Yeah? Go for it, Mr. Tell
Yes, sure. This is the second time we played at the Jazz Cafe.
Yeah. Okay.
Fortunately, there is this situation that is sold out.
Yes.
So they have the one version that's sold out. I mean, all tables, everything was sold out. Nobody else wasn't allowed in, which is really good. We're still trying to figure out how that is working for us in terms of something is working already over so many years, right?
Right.
And then the new places were great. They like ski. They're not the ski marine, but the one in Falmouth. We're in the southwest of England. Man, beautiful place. We drove a long while. And then from there we came back into almost central London for WOMAD, Leston Park, and then from there we get into Ireland. So those were new places. WOMAD was the first time we did WOMAD UK.
How was that experience like?
Beautiful.
And how were the people?
Beautiful.
After 30 years, you always get that same goosebump feeling.
Oh, I love
it. You never get used to it. Once you see that crowd, it's like, all right, that feeling come right back again. It's the same like the first time.
Yeah.
I always feel that's the same special feeling.
The one in Berlin was huge. It was a theater.
Okay.
So it's like almost like imagine the Bliss situation. And so it's like the venue promoting on their own. And again, they had people outside waiting, right? Nobody else can fit. Beautiful place, beautiful vibe.
1,000 seats. There are 1,000 people in it.
The hospitality on this entire tour was like top notch. You know, all the food we experienced, so many.
Favorite food? Because you can't tell me all the food. I can't name one
Well,
food to me.
I kind of bizarre. The island kind of the wrong one for us because the guys are real. Because everything nice.
You know, the better one for us, but
because everything nice to me. Everything nice to me.
Collective released a new single last month. Last week, we introduced you to the 4 Miss Earth Belize delegates, and on Saturday, Vashti Thompson crowned the winner. She appeared on Sun Up on 7 this morning, where she spoke about her experience at the pageant.
It was so surreal. Honestly, being on stage, it felt like a dream. It went by so much quicker because you prepare for months and then it's gone in one night.
Yeah. Just say that. And what was your favorite segment?
Definitely question and answer because I surprised myself. So I was practicing and those questions were very hard to nail in just 30 seconds because I'm an environmentalist. So I can speak on and on about topics. So nailing it in the 30 seconds was really hard for me, but on stage,
Persons that missed that segment, that were unaware of what was your question, what was that like and what was your answer?
so perfectly aligned. It was asking me about what I would do to promote youth involvement in Belize, and my advocacy is youth environmental education. So I immediately went to community workshops because that's what I plan to do with my advocacy. So I already knew that, and I just nailed the answer, and I'm so proud of myself.
Belize's highest appellate court, the Caribbean Court of Justice, is facing an unprecedented internal crisis after explosive leaked emails reported on by the Trinidad Express newspaper reveal that 5 of 6 sitting judges have accused CCJ President Winston Anderson of dictatorial rule, panel fixing, and anti-democratic leadership. The feud, which began over a unilateral proposal for a new judicial dress code, quickly escalated into severe allegations of administrative overreach, including the controversial removal of Justice Chile Obe Osuji from a hearing panel. Senior judges warned that the bench is approaching a critical boiling point that threatens the independence and impartiality of the regional court. Seeking local input, 7 News reached out to Dr. Dylan Vernon, Belize's representative on the Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission, which appoints judges to the CCJ. We asked him whether the oversight body will convene an urgent meeting to address the complaints against President Anderson. In response, Commissioner Vernon stated that individual commissioners do not comment to the press on court matters, but confirmed that an official statement from the RJLSC Secretariat regarding the leaked reports will be released soon. And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indra Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great day and join me back here tomorrow at 6.